Is this thing on? Are we live?
Did you hit the live button? Are we live?
Oh yeah, I did. I did hit the live button. We're good. We're
We're
live.
good.
What up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. I was dealing with my dog's drug dealer. So
Uh-huh.
my dog is on drugs.
His animal, guys.
His veterinarian.
Yes, sir, Ski, we're back. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of your favorite, whatever this is. I'm sure I'll cut out 42 times. I'm sure we're not going to talk about anything really in particular, but we're just here. We're back. We're here to say hello.
And I might just leave. You might just cut out. I just might leave.
You might just, yeah, we're just back. We're trying to figure out what's going on in the hobby. It's been 3 weeks. A lot has happened, right? Things happened. What happened? I want to know what happened. What happened?
There's cards. There's cards being sold. Cards being held. Cards being dumped. Cards being complained about. That's actually most of it. A lot of complaining. It used to be silent. Nobody used to complain or do nothing. And now everybody's complaining. It's
Who's
wild.
complaining? Who's complaining?
Oh, my grades didn't hit this. Oh, the PSA is too long. Oh, man, my card got damaged.
Yeah, dude, I went to heaven today. I got my grades this morning. I woke up to a notification. My grades. The dream, you guys. The dream. And I woke up and I looked at my PSA sub and I went to heaven. I went to little heaven. It was 80% nines. They randomly 10 my V's that I sent in as a joke just to protect the real hits. You know what I'm saying? Like they 10 that, they 9 my shit. Dude, everything I had with a stamp on it got a 9. But it's cool. It's, it's whatever. Sometimes you wake up, you go to heaven. Sometimes you're at the pearlies. And other times you win. But I don't know why people are complaining, bro. I'm juiced. I'm juiced right now. I love the hobby. Did you see the new set?
Pretty gas.
Bro, we gonna win. Are you guys serious? Did you guys see the new set, dude? Are we live? The new set?
We're live.
Let me make sure.
I have it pulled up if you want to get juiced.
No, I don't want to look at the art. I just, dude, the new set is juice, bro. You got the Typhlosion, you got the Misty.
You got 2 Misties.
Woo, we're gonna win.
What's better than that?
But wait, aside from cards, though, how are you, bro? How you been the last 3 weeks?
I've been very busy. I picked up some large collections that have been pretty tedious to go through. Cass and I split this sealed collection, and I mean, he got a lot of the really expensive boxes. I kind of took everything else, and so I just have decks and small specialty products and stuff I'm just churning through. It's kind of dry, but I'm getting into sealed more because it just sells. It's the only thing in the market where people just reach out and pay you full asking price because they can save on taxes and shipping and all that stuff if you just sell it locally. So, and people give you good trades too. So it's crazy that you can just buy sealed at market and then you just make 20% in trades. If you just wanted to do nothing, just buy a Scarlet and Violet box and trade up. It's kind of insane if you could just even get product. And that's the main problem is me and everybody else with their basements full of sealed product, or we're the new Walmarts. People are just reaching out and I need a Surging Sparks booster. I need this or that. And it's okay, this is kind of weird how it's it feels so different from what it used to be. Now you got to reach out to some dude to get product instead of just ordering it online or getting it in any other normal fashion. Even going to Like I probably have more sealed product right now from that collection buy than like several of the local game stores have in Pokemon. And my pricing is definitely better, which is like crazy.
So what I'm hearing is you're not okay.
No, not
Yeah,
at all. I can't
no.
walk around in the
Mm,
upstairs. It's just full of children's
yeah.
toys,
Mm.
sealed. Um, and I've got 35-year-olds reaching out constantly buying it from me. So we're in this weird spot. Um, it's fine though, because we're making more money than we did during the times where everyone was quiet and no one was complaining and everyone was wondering if Pokemon was going to last. But now we're here and we're lit. Stupid lit.
So a lot of people don't know Jake Smith just turned 30. Jake Smith's
Oh, yeah.
salute. Happy birthday. Everybody give it up for the homie. It was like
Yep.
a day ago, but whatever. It's today.
Yeah, today.
So congrats. Did you ever think you'd be selling children's collectibles at 30? Like when you were 15, what did you think you'd be doing at 30?
I mean, to be honest, I was looking at a stack of Pokemon Go collection boxes, and I started hyperventilating. There's just like, I'm like, why do I have this? Why am I doing this? But I think it's a blessing in disguise because I can just work from my home and ship stuff out and be a happy little pal. But yeah, 30 definitely made like I feel like every single time someone says, "Oh, I just turned 30 or 40 or something," and I'm like being really introspective and like having a crisis or like trying to figure out my life, I'm like, "Oh, that just seems like bullshit." Like maybe get your stuff together. But like I think that's pretty real because I've never really been connected to like my age until now, where maybe it's just because people are like, "Oh, you're 30 now. How do you think of it?" I'm like, I'm not really trying to think about it. But then you're like all alone and you're surrounded by Pokemon Go product, and you're like, "Wow, I really need to think about this." Um,
Yeah. No, you'll be fine, bro. You'll be fine. You're in a good spot. And I also think you're like I don't know, just like your business savvy and the way you run your money is, I mean, you're doing way better than I was at 30. Not saying that means anything, but like I think you're doing good, man. As far as on a personal level, it doesn't matter how old you are, like finding love and like purpose and shit. You could be 60 or 14 and be dealing with the same thing. So,
well, like
but yeah,
that's the crazy thing. Like what you're saying is like I feel like us and everyone who's in this chat or is like into this, like just because you found something that's like working for you, it feels like you're way ahead of like so many people. Like the fact you're even like bringing any money in on something that's like not a 9 to 5 and you're passionate about something, you're kind of like doing your own thing. Like I feel like there's so many people that don't even have that. Like
yeah,
there's people I'm meeting every day now selling Pokemon to where it's like, yeah, I just work for UPS 9 to 5 and my extra paycheck's going to this Surging Sparks box or like the extra in my paycheck. And it's like, I don't know. I actually do feel really fortunate that I have ways to make money other than in the corporate grind. Like I still do the corporate grind, but having that extra cash and extra passion for anything, I feel like so many people don't have that. And they just like feel stuck in like a loop that they can't get out of.
I'm stuck in a loop right now with Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
It's an endless loop.
It's the most loopiest thing I've ever done. It's like,
Loopy.
oh, another Eevee. Oh, another Pikachu. Oh, we got a Misty coming. It's like, okay, well, blank out most of that sentence and fill it in with what was 3 months ago and then 3 months before that. And then we'll go all the way back to Evolving Skies. Oh my God, look at all these Eevee alt arts. Like it's a never ending loop of new product and new plays. And
Yeah.
you can even play around in the vintage market now. You couldn't do that for a while. Now you can actually spec on vintage and not be
Oh my
called,
God,
names.
yawn, dude. I'm so tired of this vintage is coming back thing. Stop.
I'm not saying it's coming back. I'm just saying that you could actually play around in it with a lot less risk right now than what it was.
Play around in it. How could you play around in it? There's not enough. There's
Like a
14 total of the.
sandbox.
You want a sandbox vintage in a boom in a Pokemon boom? That's what you want to do? You want a sandbox with vintage?
I don't want to do it. I'm just saying you can if you want to.
Stop. Listen, all these pillars that are trying to push this narrative that vintage is booming, all of them are flipping modern to the face.
Hmm.
Stop. Don't. I'm not buying into this shit. Cool. First
Me
edition
neither.
Charizard went up 2K. Oh my god. It's stop. There's not
You,
enough.
you only had to wait 4 years. You only had to spend 4 grand and wait 4 years
I'm good,
for it to go
bro.
up half. Meanwhile, everyone who bought Mew UPCs and the promos and everything are having their faces melted off.
It's a beautiful thing, dude. I've learned so much this boom, bro. Like, yeah, I've learned so much this boom, man. I probably, I mean, I don't know. We can get into it, but like one of the things that's been on my mind a lot recently is like a boom really means new eyes, new people. That's what a boom is. So all these dudes that are trying to play the clout game and the oh look at my PC, it's like you're dusted because you really want to predict what the new people are gonna want, and then you're gonna
Hmm.
win. And at the time, like the first boom, like the original boom, was a vintage boom, and that kind of made sense because it was all I get. And this I'm total speculation, but like mid 30-year olds having some money, being stuck at home, working from home, saving all this money from the pandemic, right? That they weren't spending, and now it went into collectibles that they valued as mid 30-year olds,
Hmm.
right? But this new money coming in is like, I don't know where this new money is coming from, bro. And they don't want vintage. They want Misty and a black label. That's what they want. So this is totally new money. And then if you think about it, the boom in 10 years from now is not gonna be like WotC 2020. It shouldn't be. It could be. Obviously, anything's possible, but it's gonna be new people again. That's what I don't know. Am I dusted? Am I tripping?
No, that's what Pokemon versus like so many other companies I see do perfectly throughout the ages is like they're able to bring in so many new people, whether it's like tapping in on like the nostalgia or just putting out products that are so good that people who have heard about Pokemon and just like gambling will just rip and get into. Like you don't even like I never played any of the games and I'm stupid into this, much less everyone who's played a game, the millions of people. And like honestly, I think there's millions of people like in this right now. Like that nothing else can explain the sell through rates, the prices, the lack of product. Like literally a year ago you would go to a local show and it would be like if it was a Pokemon show there'd be like 20-30% sports only vendors and they would just only have sports. Now you go to a show, every sports vendor has Pokemon sealed product. If you're a business you have sealed product. Like
Bro,
everyone
it's a
has caught
boom.
on that it's
Yeah.
so much more liquid um, than most sports things. And the problem is too is like a lot of the banger sports stuff sealed is just like out of people's price range. Like it's like $400+ and that's just not something good to sell at a show unless you have the right buyer come by. Whereas like Pokemon, there's 50 million different products that are $20 to $50 that people can gamble and rip on. So people are realizing Pokemon's the way to go, especially in person.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I've seen evidence of the boom too, bro. Like I went to this card shop that's usually pretty like mellow,
Mm-hmm.
and it was packed like a concert in that bitch. It was packed to the walls. Like the dude, like it was hard to talk to the dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on some shit like, "What are you buying? Like you're next. Like yes. Like what are you buying?" type shit. And obviously the card shop is not like they're being dicks or anything. It's just it's packed. Like it's a boom.
Yeah.
And then it's like I list stuff on my IG sales on my story or whatever, and it'll sell in 15 minutes, bro. Like the
Yeah.
streets are just begging for Pokemon. Stamp box promos are mooning now. Like everything is just mooning every day harder and harder and harder. And it's like that shit blew me away, bro. Like I don't understand how it's still going up. Like I sold a Squirtle AR, the one where he's in the little pool with the
Mm-hmm.
homies.
Stellar Crown.
I sold the pristine 10 of that for like 300 a month ago, and I think those are like 600 now. It's
Yeah.
like what the actual hell? Like I thought 300 was stupid.
Oh, it was.
It was, but it's like anyway, I want to touch on this real quick because I'm gonna forget. Bro, I feel like for real, we have to get into Chinese like base set and Chinese Pokemon cards. Like we have to get into that. There's 1.4 billion people in China. A mini boom within their own, like within China, a mini boom would probably be like insane. Like, not to mention, like, we're talking about booms always being new people, right? So in 2025, we buy a bunch of Chinese promos. In 2035, there's a whole 1.4 billion people that reload and like need the original Chinese. Like, I actually think not like LOL, I think Chinese is a no-brainer as a long-term spec. I just don't know how to get it. I don't know if people want it right now, so I don't want to tie up capital. But like just the number of people in China, if in 20 years they even 1% like Pokemon, you're printing. And
Yeah.
that's probably gonna happen. Like it's it feels like a safe bet.
I mean, I
So
used to be against the thought, but that was back when, they were reprinting. They basically, when Chinese came out, or I think it was reintroduced. I can't remember if they did Chinese for like pre Sun and Moon stuff. I'd have to look it up, but they basically started printing Chinese by reprinting Sun and Moon sets. So like
mhm.
all the tag team sets, like the Latios, all the bangers, like $5,000 box type sets from Sun and Moon are all still pretty cheap in Chinese. Um, I mean, there's actually like licks in Japanese. I think there's a lot of team up sets or tag team sets in Japanese that are way undervalued, just for like how scarce the boxes are. But like Chinese, like I think if you buy anything 151, you're gonna be fine. So like the new Chinese set and the fact they're making Chinese exclusive cards that are within sets kind of helps the argument, I think. Like the only way to get the Captain Pikachu is Chinese 151 unless they make that a
Yeah.
promo in English or Japanese, but it's been a month. We haven't heard shit about that card ever being printed in any other languages. So if they keep doing that, and I think even with like, was it
And
Pokemon Go in Chinese or something? Like the Radiants were different arts, so those are Chinese exclusives.
yep,
If
yep.
they keep doing that, I don't think it's even
Oh,
going to
those radiants were
take.
actually juice. Those were juice.
Yeah, they were nasty.
Yeah.
So like I think that if they keep doing that, it won't even take a Chinese boom. It'll just take continued demand for
I mean
language
sealed too,
exclusive
bro.
products. So
Sealed. What about sealed?
yeah, I mean it's
They're not gonna reprint. Like I'm talking 5 years from now. Maybe we don't get into it right now, but like 5 years from now, there's certain Chinese product that's not gonna get reprinted. Promos that already did not come out with the generation. Like they're not gonna do a Scarlet promo in the next thing. Like they're not. So it's not gonna get
yeah.
reprinted. And you're talking about like what? This is the first Chinese cards. Like I don't like the Pikachu with the sailor with the captain or whatever. Like it's cool. It's not bad, whatever. But it's not my favorite card ever. But I like it as a spec. Like if it's cheap and like what I mean. Like I think it's cool that they're getting their own cards and developing their Pokemon culture there. And I
Mm,
think just the raw number of children there that will become 30-year-olds, and like it's just insane, bro. Like it could be one of the most printy specs ever,
yeah.
and it's very cheap. Like the product right now is cheaper than Japanese for the most part. So it's like,
Yeah, it's interesting too because like Jodo Jake just mentioned, like it's a weird release. The boxes are nice, but I think it's like two different types of product, and they did this in Sun and Moon as well, where like I opened some collection boxes in
mhm,
Chinese just for fun. Like there's like this Eevee exclusive set with like these binders where it's like a really nice binder in it. And so they're basically like binder collections, but they have these. So it seems like the set boxes in Sun and Moon. Maybe there's fat packs, but there's two different pack products. There's like 5 card packs and there's like 20 card packs. They're like fat packs, and it's interesting to try to like think of like which one is better to invest in. Like I personally would probably want the fat packs just because like the entertainment value is probably more. Like it's not fun opening a Japanese pack or a Chinese pack and just getting 5 regular cards. But
yeah,
if you open a 20 card pack
You're gonna get
and there's
something, yeah.
multiple hollows, multiple everything in there. That seems like the way. So I would definitely try to target like the fat pack type products first if that's what you're doing. But I think it's just all about opening experience. Like that's why Crown Zenith is going crazy and 151. Like even at the inflated prices the packs are at currently, they're at that price for a reason. Like you can still open like out of all the sets, if you open 10 booster bundles of 151, it's going to be infinitely better like return on your value that you put into it than like any other set. So like you're gonna pull like, and the reason is like all the full arts, all the normal like AR pulls are all like $20 to $60. Like you open a $60 booster bundle of 151 and you pull a Charmander, you're good, or a Squirtle, you're good. There's so many cards you can pull and you're good. Like even pull a Poliwrath or Poliwhirl or whatever, that's still a
Ah,
$20
dude.
bill.
That gave me
So
Ray flashbacks. Okay, listen, we're done with the Chinese talk. I'm sorry, chat. I almost kicked them. I almost kicked them. But
I
maybe we
deserved
should
it.
move. Maybe we should move on. I'm definitely down to talk more about potential Chinese specs in the Discord or whatever. But what else? What else is going on, Smith? What's goody, bro? Are you coming to Fort Lauderdale? No. Are
No,
you? Wow, bro.
I wish I
SMH,
could,
dude.
but I already had stuff scheduled. I want to
Fort
come the week
Lauderdale.
after, maybe.
You're not invited. Fort
Ah,
Lauderdale Collecticon,
okay.
also known as Pillar Party 2025. Folks,
Sounds exciting.
Daniel Ketchum, Jake Pokey Economics, Squeaks Game World, Radar Game World. Who else is coming? Rock Pokemon, Thrifty Pokemon, Nestor Collectibles, Pokey Chef. It's a fucking movie. Ray, Weedle. We're rolling 30 deep. The bankroll of the squad is upwards of 7 figures. We're printing. So if you guys are gonna come to Fort Lauderdale, pull up, say hello. We won't be vending. We'll be smelling like day drinking and white claws walking around.
Mm-hmm.
So please come by and shake my hand, and I'll sign your Elottie.
Okay.
Oh, Mason's coming through. Oh, my fort, Mason, Cardi,
Is Mason actually going?
dude, he's locked in, dude.
Damn. Yeah, I'm missing a good one. Yeah, Chicago, we just hung out in a hotel and went to the casino. It was crazy.
Yeah, super yawn.
It's crazy. I'm sure this time will be better, though, for sure. It's not as cold. And you're in Miami. Fort Lauderdale, not Miami, but it's like 40 minutes away.
Yeah, I live 3 hours over from Miami, so I don't work in Miami. Okay, but Jay Smith, what else is going on, bro? You want to talk about this Misty, bro? Super yawn, bro. I mean,
I mean,
it's
we
a
had some
card.
fun going through all the cards last night in the Discord and figure out which ones we want to buy. Um, turns out this, I don't know. I think this set will do a lot better in English.
Really?
Yeah, because like I don't know. I used to be a big fan of Japanese and still am, but maybe it's like the bias of like how easy English is to sell. But I'm kind of starting to become a little English booster box boy, to be honest.
Same, dude.
They're
That
good
sounds crazy,
products.
but I'm not gonna lie. I'm slowly drifting into English too, dude.
There's more in the
Because
set. Like they just combine sets. So it's like if you're buying a Japanese booster box, you're kind of trying to invest in a smaller quantity of cards where like the net that the English sets cover is like
hmm
multiple Japanese sets. So like if you have equal money in the two sets that make up a single English set and like one moons and one drops, like the English is just seems way safer. And I think that's in boom or bust. Like English
you're
just
talking about
covers
the
more
sealed.
potential, cards
I
that could
see what
do
you mean.
well.
But you're
Yeah.
saying as a sealed investment because you're basically investing in the two Japanese sets with one English set. So you're saying there's more like potential for the
There's more
English.
opportunities for the set to go up because it's covering more cards, I think. Like if you take out, demand and everything else, it's like if you want to invest in a fund, you want the fund, to cover as many things that could go up as possible. You don't want it just in, well, if you want a riskier investment, yeah, just in tech or just in something else. But um, I do like what the English covers, and I don't know. That's kind of my thought on it.
I just like English. Excuse me. I just like English temp prices. I don't really like the I mean, I think you make a good point. I never thought about that. But also I don't invest in sealed. I'm just not at that level yet. So I don't know. Like I know one thing that's gonna happen in my life is I'm gonna see 151 climb to $70,000 a box. And I remember when it was 50, but like it is what it is. Like I just don't do that. And I mean, some people think I'm destined, but I think like something that's given me a lot of peace and a lot of like actual juice to work on my business is removing the stuff that I don't do. Like just getting rid of stuff in my business has helped me a lot and made me way more clear headed. So it's like I'm okay missing the sealed gains because I'm super locked in on what's working and like what I'm good at. Um, but once I start, I guess, developing a bigger bankroll, I definitely want to have some sealed. Like that's like the most no brainer shit. But it's just I'm just not there yet. Like I can't tie up 10% of my bankroll to own some 151. Like it's just not responsible. Even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
I think it's gonna go up. I mean, it's fucking it's 151, dude. Like I don't know.
yeah, yeah. And it's like I don't know. There's like the two different aisles. There's like the English is best, the Japanese is best. I'm of the aisle where it's like Japanese is the most original. It's where all the thought came from. They don't share their texture data with the English company, so they have their own thing going on there. So I personally like the quality of Japanese forever. Like unless English ever just comes out and starts being able to copy what Japan's doing, like I think Japanese will always be the better product as far as quality and original intent. But English definitely seems more investable just because you have the people that, you know, it's just way more readily available. Like there's less of a barrier. Like if you want good Japanese prices, you have to, create an Instagram and try to find people with the connections or actually reach out to people in Japan. Whereas English, it's like just go buy it. Like whether it's from Facebook Marketplace or your local game store, just go buy it. So I like obviously the demand and the amount of people that are into it. English will potentially always stay king, uh, but yeah, I just think English. I mean, the reasons the tins are so big is there's so much demand and they're hard to tin because the quality is so dog shit. Respectfully, so I just don't like collecting dog shit. And I hate to call anybody here's collection dog shit, but the English cards are not the same quality. They don't look the same as the Japanese cards, which I like more. So, just my opinion. But my business is mainly English, so there you go. That's how the market is.
Your business now is mainly English. Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
literally like 95% English now. Like I'm complete 180 from 2023, 2022, 2021.
Bro, I don't know. I've been trying to separate myself from like my own bias, and when I make decisions, just try to be more objective. It's like I I don't know. Like in chess, like there's things I didn't want to learn because I just didn't like them, and then eventually I just like learned all the stuff I liked, and I had to learn that. So it's like it's better just to learn it. Like just better just to learn everything. Like I'm down to learn about sealed. I'm down to learn about building a live streaming business. I'm down to learn about all these things. But um but I also want to focus on my strengths, like whatever, like, and we talked about this, like maybe we should try to make more content and more TikTok and more content. And that's just as serious of a business move as buying cards. Like, because if you're blowing up on TikTok, obviously all that sealed in your house would be gone already, right? So there's a direct relationship between content, LOL, and sales, right? Like the fact that I post on my IG, dude, I only have 1,000 followers. I mean, God bless. I'm proud of that, but that's not a lot. And stuff is selling right away. So what would it be like to have 8, 10, 20,000 followers? You know what I mean? Or even CNG, like obviously we all consign with CNG and we trust C, but like the bigger his business gets, right? The slower it has to get, like logically. And it's like it just is what it is. Like even a person that runs a great business will eventually run into stuff they don't want to deal with, like longer wait times or fees or whatever. Like it's better just not to get caught up. And I'm just super focused on what works. Like I don't care about Japanese or English. They're not my identity. I don't care at all about either thing. I care about what is the best move. Like
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, like sometimes, like even with the last set, I went heavy on the Umbreon. And I think part of it was like I just wanted to grade the Umbreon in a 10 on some dummy shit. I had way better results with the cheap cards, bro. Cards that I was in for 15 bucks that sold for 100 is a way better dub than an Umbreon that you can, okay, yeah, you graded the Umbreon. So the fuck what? You're not keeping it. Like it's a business at the end of the day, like as cold as that may sound. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the more you detach from like what you used to do, like you used to do that, but you don't have to do that moving forward. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be the same person forever and feel
Yeah.
like that's your identity in the hobby. Like I know that's a little bit of a rant, but I think that's why you've been so successful like recently, because you let go of like I forgot who told me, but somebody told me, oh, Colson's brand is that he grades vintage Japanese. And then I talked to Colson and he's like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. He's like, I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
win. And it's like
Yeah.
people get caught up on these like things that don't actually like help you. You know what I mean? Or
Well, it's just like, we talk about a lot, like the people I find like most annoying and, or like, I guess like, I just don't like people when people get in the way of their own selves. And it's like, you can't tell someone how to act or be, you have to let them do their own thing, or else it just won't stick anyways. Like I had to lose selling sealed. I had to lose doing this like over and over again to get it in my mind like, oh, this is the right way to do it, this is the wrong way to do it. Like it takes trial and error, and some people just find something that works for them and they're immediately stuck in a loop of thinking that's the best thing because the first thing that worked for them, and they hyper focus on getting that perfect and yada yada, and they spend all this time, and next thing you know, they're only grading cards. They're only selling raw. They're only grading with Beckett. They're only grading with PSA. Like when I see that, I'm like, God bless, dude. Like if you think that's the best thing, whatever. But I'm gonna continue to send certain cards to certain companies, selling graded when it makes sense, selling sealed when it makes sense. Like you have to diversify and put yourself in a bunch of different areas to really learn what works. And it's funny too because like the graded gang is against the raw gang, and the sealed gang is against the graded and the raw gang, and they all think they're doing the best thing. Meanwhile, everyone I know who's at the top of the game cooking relentless are doing all of it.
everything,
Not
everything,
arguing, not
100%.
complaining. They're just truly looking at the numbers and doing their thing.
Or
And it's
like
like
for
those are the
example,
people I like. The people that are arguing over, oh, PSA sucks, CGC sucks, Beckett sucks. It's like, yeah, it can be a joke, but when you're actually taking it seriously and like you're getting hurt by the grades you get, and you're just, I'm not going to grade with that company ever again.
oh wait, I'm
Like
gonna say
that
this
type of
though.
mentality.
I'm gonna say this, like if you're still hurt about your grades, you're not grading enough, obviously. Like if you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this one thing 9, that's like, okay, you're dusted. That's the first thing. And the second thing is like, I know a lot of people like might be watching this or watching this pod or whatever, or you guys might know people like this that left the hobby. And every time I talk to people that left the hobby to do like rock climbing and being a vegan and eating blueberries or whatever on some diener shit, they're always telling me about the old hobby. Like I'm like, yo, like come on in, like we're printing, and they're like, oh, like I want to do it like this, and it's like, yo, that's the old hobby, bro. Like I understand it was only 6 months ago, but you don't know shit about the new hobby, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about with peace and love. Like it's really that crazy, bro. And then
Yeah.
people are like, oh, you must be dusted, Ernie. You must have boom brain. I'm telling you the answer. Like I don't like if I leave the hobby for a year and I come back, I'm not gonna be like I know what the fuck's going on. Like I only know what's going on because I'm engaged. So like I like even Diener, bro. Like obviously Diener is a great flipper. This motherfucker was printing in the dark times. Like Diener knows cards just as well as we do, right? But I think Diener thinks that it's the old hobby. And I think if he realized it's a whole new world, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Like you realize that. Like that's the thing. Like Jake Smith is the new Jake Smith. Like you change completely into an organism that's suitable in this habitat, and that's how you win. Like you change. Like
Yeah.
CNG had a podcast with Cam that nobody watched. He changed. Then he started doing whatever, and then he didn't work, and then he did consignment. You know, like I want to support that. Like I know Greeny is doing his sealed consignment. Like dudes are making fun of Greeny. Why? He's doing something different, bro. Like let him change. Like, and everybody that changes is printing. And when people that are printing talk about cards, they don't have this like need to be right. Like if I'm doing something dumb, Jake Smith will be like, tie up your money then. We don't care. It's a joke. It's all a go. It's all an option.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like my play or like what I do. It's not none of that. So I don't know. I hope I
Yeah,
didn't like.
and it's like if you're making fun of someone trying to make plays or start a new business during this boom time, you got to figure out what's going on in your own head. Because if you're like clowning on someone for, oh, I can't believe you started a whatnot, you can't make money there. Oh, I can't believe you're grading with CGC, you can't make money there. I can't believe you're starting a sealed consignment that will pay you out less than if you just sold it local. It's like either way, whatever they're doing is going to make them money during this time. Like you're stuck in a place of hate and doubt that is probably fucking you up in multiple ways in
Exactly.
your
It's
life,
holding you
not
back.
only
Yeah.
in the Pokemon boom, but probably with your personal relationships and everything else that's going on. So,
Or like, bro, I told my friend who's broke that I'm taking out another credit card. And he's like, you better be careful because I'm like, no, I'm not going to fucking be careful. Like, you are being too careful.
mm-hmm.
Like, obviously be careful. Don't, yada, yada, disclaimer, Dan. But also, it's a fucking boom in the thing that I know how to do. Like, what, I'm going to be careful now? Like, stop, bro. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
it's
I
like
don't know. And
the plan is to buy it and sell it within a month. Like
yeah,
it's
dude.
not, and like if you're doing that with stuff that you know sells and you've done it before, like how much risk is a credit card really? Like you
I
might
mean,
get hung up and pay, a couple days late and everything gets fucked up. But like in reality, if you're doing it right, you should easily be able to keep up with credit card payments during this time. Like if you're doing it, if you're spending your credit card on like holding sealed, like, oh, Scarlet and Violet, it went up from 150 to 180 in a week. If I put 180 down on the credit card, it'll be 220 next month and
yeah,
I'll be
you
able to
can't
sell
play
it and
that
make,
game.
you
You
can't
can't
do
do
that
that.
shit.
No, you
Yeah.
can't do that. But if you're buying it March 1st and selling it March 15th, you're good. You won.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like if somebody that I know, like if somebody that I respect, let's say, told me I'm taking out a 10K credit card, your impulse shouldn't be careful. Your impulse should be what are you buying? like
Yeah.
like why are
What,
you
what do
doing
you
that?
want
Like
to?
what is it that you need the money for? Like it's like there's an open-mindedness that's lost in the hobby and people get into these like kind of like echo chambers where everybody's like, yeah, we're not doing that play. We don't grade with that company. We don't do that. And it's like, cool, y'all are all broke. God bless. Like you have to be flexible, bro. You have to be flexible. And even like I remember when I first started talking to Squeaks like a few years ago, a lot of the stuff he would tell me challenged me. Like it was like it made me angry, the stuff he was saying. But that's good because that means that it goes against what I thought, and that's good. Like I want to talk more to Squeaks. And then turns out he was right about a lot of shit. Same with Retro. Retro, a lot of times the stuff he would tell me would trigger me. But that's because it wasn't my like comfort zone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And look at Retro's business and look at Squeak's business, bro. Like it's not obvious, but it is kind of obvious in a way that you have to go outside of your comfort zone and like if the people you're hanging out with are telling you not to grade with a company, they're super fucking dusted. I promise.
Yeah.
Like we're grading with everybody. We're buying everything. I just talked about Chinese for 30 minutes. Like, just do everything. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like someone will tell you not to grade with a company after subbing like 20 cards. And you're like, yeah, dude, great sample size. Have a great life. Like you're diluting your own knowledge with what you think is like true, and you're not learning from anyone else. Like literally look at freaking any killers here. Like they're grading like all the cards optimally. Like,
Yo, real
will it
quick.
sell better in CGC versus PSA, etc.?
Hey, since I got you guys' attention, if anybody needs some Bear Walker skateboards, you know what
Jeez.
I mean? I got the fucking I got the obelisk and I got the bird. Get at me. No cards. Get at me.
No cards.
No
Are you gonna
cards.
set one of them up and skate it?
Yo, I should do that actually. I kind of like the obelisk, dude. It's kind of juice and it's blue. But I
Mm-hmm.
probably would put that on my wall and then skate the bird. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna skate the bird.
The raw.
The raw, yeah. Probably gonna skate that.
Hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, let's get on some positive shit, bro. Everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's got a job and a girl and a side and four. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like people don't have time to flip. It's all good. God bless. Let's talk about this new set real quick, dude. How much are you buying? Don't say a number. Say what percentage of your working bankroll is going into this new set.
So last set I put 0 in. I actually didn't buy any Journey Together. I skipped it entirely.
Get dusted.
And it worked amazingly because I didn't have to think, and I just kept picking up English cards to grade, and they're all sold now. And I didn't have to buy any trainer cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This set's interesting because like, I think it's a pretty good set. I thought Journey Together was hot garbo, and then
Yes.
if that set came out a year ago, people would be dumping the shit out of it. But since we're in a boom, it did well.
You're talking about
But
battle partners?
uh, yeah, Battle Partners.
So
The
you're saying, yeah, in Journey Together is the English version, but yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, Journey Together do fine.
It
Battle
was MIDI,
Partners I
bro. It
skipped
was MIDI.
completely.
Battle partners was MIDI. There was Belly Bolt. It wasn't that much. The Articuno was cool. It was definitely MIDI, but new set, new card, boom. It's the thing. Like, stop thinking. Like, it's a boom. It's new. Go. Like, it's go.
Yeah, I just had other collections I wanted to pick up, and there wasn't any card that like gave me the good tingly sensation like I got with the Umbreon and other cards I've kind of full sent in the past. So there just wasn't anything like maybe I really like the Lily's Clefairy, but that came out at like what $400 or $500, and I'm like I don't like it that much. And
No, it's not better
this
than
has
no.
happened before in like when the Miriam when Japanese came out like skyrocketed from like $100 to like 500 raw, and the PSA 10s were selling for like 1200, something crazy. Um, and then the thing that happened after that was like every other trainer came out super hot, and then everyone lost money grading it. So like this kind of gave me the vibe of like, oh, this is coming out at 500. Like
Yeah.
obviously there's a demand for it
No,
for
it
it to
didn't
be
do
a
that
five
well
hundred
though.
dollar card, but is there demand for it to be $1,000 tin?
No,
I don't
yeah, I
think
feel you.
so. So
Yeah.
um yeah, nothing really gave me that. But like there's definitely several cards in this set where I'm thinking they're gonna do pretty well. Obviously they're all gonna sell really well. It's just gonna
Yeah.
be interesting trying to figure out what the prices are going to be once the set drops, where they're going to head, and then where they're going to head after that. Like, I honestly think a lot of this stuff will come out pretty expensive. It'll die down for a little bit, just like every other boom set, and then certain cards will start to rocket as like the demand eats up the supply after the initial big Japanese rip, United States rip of all this Japanese product. So
Yeah, I was talking to Cass about it earlier. and I was telling him how I just really like the I really like the art direction that they're taking. And like I know Moss had a comment earlier that some of the cards look AI. I mean, what you know, it's like, yeah, but what is looks AI? What if an artist drew it and it looks AI? And then at what point is it real? I think the fact that they're doing a lot more action shots. Like if you look at Cynthia's Garchomp and it's like mid battle, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. I'm really pushing that direction. Like if you see the comic books, there's a lot of like dimensions. Like you see Spider-Man's hand here, and then you'll see like Spider-Man behind, stuff like that that makes the shot more cinematic. I'm
Mm-hmm.
totally a supporter of. And like the Typhlosion, for example, with the trainer, like yeah, it's not mid battle, but it's also like it's somewhat of an action, dynamic scene, which I'm a huge fan of. I think this could be like damn near a new era of Pokemon cards where they focus more on like key frames of like something that is happening. Like when you watch like
Yeah.
Pokemon Concierge, it's like this whole like story, and it'd be cool if the cards like told that story. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I love the traditional Pokemon card, which is just the Pokemon sitting there. Like if you think about Moonbreon V, where he's looking down on with the moon behind or whatever with the pincer, like
Mm-hmm.
that's more like a portrait style. And when you look at Misty, she's like swimming. It's like some shit's going down. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan, and it really gets me excited for the Rocket set because I would love to have like like an action shot Mewtwo, or like an action shot whatever, Victory Bell or whatever. Like I'm feeling this new art style a lot. You know. Um.
Yeah. And like the Pokemon Pocket Mewtwo, like the first one that came out, like the cards that move
Oh,
around, where there's like a
fire!
whole
Yep.
entire video and stuff. It'd be really cool to have a Mewtwo alt art that kind of embodies that. Um,
100%.
um, I don't know, because like I feel like there's certain cards where I thought they were undervalued and it ended up being coming true for like multiple reasons. But like I always thought that Mewtwo card from Shining Legends like was
Yeah.
really stand out because it
Hmm.
was it was calm, like kind of portrait mode, but like the whole entire area of like the Mewtwo being in there, like everyone knows that story. So like it's kind of a snapshot of an action shot, but it's a still photo, but you kind of know why he's there in the tube. They're experimenting on him. He's all alone in the lab. It's like after hours, like just a really cool, unique card. But now it seems like every single card they're doing is like that. Like obviously Ethan's battling someone here, and Misty's
Yeah.
swimming, and Misty's asleep against her Lapras after a long day at the beach. Like
Right. Like it's telling more of a story. That's what I'm saying. But
exactly.
I think that's dope and that's growth. And when stuff like that meets the real hitters, like the Gengars and like I was I mean I don't know that much about Pokemon lore, but I was like watching this random video where they said that Gengar actually got abandoned and then he became evil or some shit. I'm like, damn, that like if you could somehow bring some of the lore, that shit would hit with collectibles, bro. Because one thing collectors love is the story.
Yep.
Like, oh, dude, you don't understand. This isn't like when this is Lonely Gengar, and next thing you know, it's Lonely Gengar, and it's 4,500. So I'm I'm bullish, bro. I love it. I think the Rocket set's gonna be great. I think even the mid sets are looking really good because of the art and the chases and the different gold hits and stuff. And I don't know. I
Well,
think they're
I'm
just
just
killing it,
seeing
man.
more stuff than ever, like on Reddit and other things, like cards we used to just completely look over and ignore, and like, oh, this doesn't make business sense. Because back then it was like you could really have to use your money correctly in this market, or you're going to lose money.
Hmm.
Um, Cards like that now, like it seems like almost every card is a play now, no matter what the Pokemon is. Like, is the art good? Is like, will people like this? And there's so many Scarlet and Violet Pokemon that I thought were hot trash that are $20, $30 cards now just because people organically like it. Like, yeah, maybe there's some buyouts, maybe there's some specking going on, but I mean, I think a lot of these TCG player sales, like people are like whining about it being, huge buyouts, but some of the cards that were bought out, you need like, you know, 20, 30 grand minimum to bring them in the way they went. Like That's obviously probably some groups doing it, but a lot of it is just people continually buying the card because they like it. They're completing a set, or maybe they just, maybe this Jan Mega card that we think is mid
Jan,
will be $100 card in English. Like you never know these days.
dude. So if
There's
that's
too many
100,
new people. Like
yeah,
it's that card could
yeah,
be so gas to a new person, and like everybody who's in this old mindset or has even been in the market for 3 or 4 months just miss it. But there's 100,000 people that want it. Like it's really hard to tell right now what's going to be successful and not successful because everyone's brains are so new in this market. Like how can you predict something that is brand new and doesn't know anything? Like it's way more chaotic
yeah.
than what the market used to be.
It's funny too because like now with Cynthia coming out, like a new Cynthia, it's logical to think about the old Cynthias, but a lot of those prices are already priced in. So like I went to look up the old Cynthias trying to spec, and they're already up 30% before the new Cynthia even dropped.
Yeah.
And so like we got to start realizing where we are and like what we're doing here. It's like every single person is like a dot on a matrix, and they're trying to win. But the thing is, it's unoptimized, and nobody knows the fuck they're doing. Everybody has different information. So that's why the brick wall method is really so good, because if you hit your head on a brick wall and it's still making sense to you, that's probably a go.
Yeah.
Like when I like certain plays, I say them out loud to myself and they sound like beautiful music. Like I'll
Mm-hmm.
be like, Gold Star Pikachu shiny. I'll be like, "Yup." Snap. Like I don't, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not like, let me call Jake Smith. Just say it out loud. Nine tails non-hollow.
Yeah.
No, fuck
Yeah.
that. Like you get what I'm saying? Just sound it out, guys.
Wait, hold on. Let me try a few examples real
All
quick.
right, thank you, Jesus.
Jan Mega flying really close to the water at top speed.
I'm dry.
Okay. Um,
Can I try?
Ho-Oh flying over a little kid named Ethan, showing him his underbelly.
No, it didn't do it
No?
for me, bro.
Okay.
No. Mm-mm.
All right, one
Okay,
more.
right. All right.
Cynthia
Mm-hmm.
looking right on the
Mommy.
big screen. Also behind her with her Garchomp flying forward and ground and pounding a Pokemon into submission.
You got a winner.
Got a winner? Okay, got
Sound
it.
it out, guys. It's actually super easy. Secret rare Gengar shiny. Snap.
I like it.
Like, but this is the hobby, bro. This is the
Male
hobby.
looking
It's
at map with large ugly dog. No?
yeah. Male and large dog look at map. It's like it's a shiny. Like what the fuck are we doing here? No,
Golden
dude, that's gonna be
Garchomp
the
with Cynthia smiling in the background.
winner.
Good? Okay.
Male looking at the map with dog could set the world record for cheapest SAR in the history of Pokemon, dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
promise. Dude, I think I like the fucking, remember the bug that was cut in half from from a couple sets ago? I think I like that. Well, I don't know. That was pretty bad. But yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the dog, ironically. I might buy a couple and try to black label one and then send it to Dan.
Just
That'd be
for
lit.
free, just send it to Dan.
That's my dog. You my dog. Yo, what do you think, real quick? What do you think the black label Misty AR is going for on release? Right out the gate prices.
uh, I think at least a band. I
One
mean,
bandini.
I'm super bullish on that card. I've been yelling in loops on the Discord for the past 5 days, so about that card.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I
Um,
think I'm gonna wait till like I'm gonna wait. What's it? March. I'm gonna wait till April 15th to buy that card, and then when I buy it, I'm gonna send it bulk to PSA, and I'm gonna wait 3 months, and then I'm gonna
okay.
get 80% nines. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Fire.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's called a business. You guys should lock in. Um, Do we have any comments, bro? Because we're we're getting ready to shoot her down. Hold on. Nah, these dudes are talking about English and Victor Bell and shit. Okay. What else you got, Smith? What else is on your mind? What about wild speculation, dude? We haven't done that in a while. You got any wild speculation, dude? Walk me through the next from now till January 1st, 2026.
Holy shit.
Month by month, what is happening?
Okay.
Quickly, like the summary speculation.
March. Um.
Let's just say it's March 1st.
Okay, March 1st, megas were re-announced. A lot of interest going into XY.
Mm-hmm.
April, XY starts to peak, getting crazy with the gold cards. Heat Wave is done decently, and Misty's blown everybody's ever living faces off. Why didn't I buy the card? Why didn't I buy the card at release?
Okay, all right, cut it out.
Yeah. What's next? May.
May.
We're all getting really hyped for the Rocket
Mm-hmm.
combined with Heat Wave set.
Yep.
And the rest of the entire year, we're just going to be flipping that set. That's it.
Just Rocket, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter what happens after that.
No.
All the other months don't matter.
Yo, do you think that like next year with the 30th anniversary, a lot of the 25th anniversary cards will like go crazy? Or do you think that
For
people would
sure.
like?
I mean, that set's already going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the past couple months, the Umbreon Gold Star has gone from $80 to $200.
Mm-hmm.
The Charizard's come back up. Everything in that set has grown. Like
Yeah,
the
everything's kind of
Shining
going crazy.
Magikarp's $100 in the tin.
Yep.
That was like 40.
Yep.
So
Super
we're
mid.
not even at the 30th, and that set's still really popular.
Yeah.
Honestly, just ripping open Celebrations ETBs at what, like $85 it was like a couple months ago. It was like plus EV.
It was plus
And
EV,
then
bro. That's wild.
now they're 125, which is like right at kind of what the contents are inside. And of
Yeah.
course the PC ETBs have gone from like 120 to 180 now. And I don't know. I'm very, out of all the things like of my plays right now, I'm kind of the most bullish on Pokemon Center ETBs.
Sure.
Out of all the sealed I bought since the beginning of the years, those are the highest performers. They're the easiest to sell. They have the highest sell through rates on like if you look at a Pokemon on TCG Player and sort like sealed from highest, like fastest selling to lowest, like there's so many PC ETBs over, Sword and Shield and everything else. Like I honestly think it's really safe to have a product like 151 or Prismatic,
Mm-hmm.
where
Going into the 30th,
or just
or
any
just
time
always,
point in
yeah.
time, like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the thing with Prismatic and 151 I like for PC ETBs, the packs are skyrocketing. They're being
Yeah.
to oblivion. The
Yeah.
promos are really good, Snorlax and Eevee, and it's a Pokemon Center exclusive with a stamp inside. So this box not only has uh, the pack prices going for it, the extra barrier to entry to the card, like it's the top card if there's a hierarchy of all these promos. And also you have the sealed collectability because it says Pokemon Center on it, and a lot of the boxes are hollow, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like a cream of the crop of like
Yeah,
this
it's a super
product.
premium product. Yeah, super premium.
But like if you look at Sword and Shield, and I've been selling my Sword and Shield ones because the sell through rate's so much lower because there's less attaching to it. Like all you have is like the packs inside plus that collector premium, like sealed collector premium, where that they want all the PC ETBs. That's what's driving the Sword and Shield. Where Scarlet and Violet, it's packs plus a promo plus that sealed. So, and you can see it in all the sell through numbers if you do a little research on TCG
So
Player.
basically what I'm hearing, and like I've heard this for a while, but now talking to you like more about it, it's basically like if you grade a card, you might 3x, right? Let's say, or you might 2x, or you might 2.5x, but like you're kind of aiming to 3x, and it happens quickly, which is great. But when you buy some of these like premium sealed products, they're just kind of growing forever, way past 3x, like way past 3x.
Yeah.
So like it's the constant, it's the constant two sides of like, is it better to be flipping slabs and flipping shit and just 3xing right now? Or is it better for it to have kind of like a more unlimited, untapped potential? And I think that's why people really like sealed, because they're like, yo, I'm about to 500x, which I get it. And like, I want to do it too. I'm just broke. Like, keep it real. Like, I would love to be able to sit on 100K of, you know, juice Metasuit box. No, I'm kidding. Or, like Pokemon boxes. But it's, I don't know. I guess I just really like that quick hit, that 3x, and keep it
Well, it's,
moving. I mean,
a lot of the stuff I have has been through trades and other things where it's like we can't really get to the number, but they've got a PC ETB. All right, throw that in. And it's just like I've just been selling those last, like
but are
every
you
Scarlet and
trading those
Violet
for?
PC ETB.
But are you trading sealed for slabs? Like, is that how you're getting? So like you're 3xing on the slab, then turning around and getting a prismatic, or
No,
I,
like trading singles and slabs into sealed and slabs.
you think that that's a good play? Like to trade, because they're depreciating assets, right? So like you're trading a depreciating asset for an appreciating asset, right? If I trade your prismatic Pokemon Center box for a slab that I'm in for 50, like it's 150, but I'm in for 50. So I mean, you might be onto something, and I really want you to put me on. I guess that's kind of what put me off to sealed, is that it takes longer, right? It's kind of more of like a sit your money.
Well, I think the best way I've been scaling it, because like I don't have, Dan or like some of these bigger guys level of sealed. I'm not even fucking close.
Mhm.
But I like sealed because it gives me more options in trades. Like if I really want something or it's a really good deal, but I can't quite get to the number, hey, do you want this ETB or this booster box?
And it
Like,
usually closes the deal. That's what you're saying.
yeah, or I get even more from them. I'm like, hey, I have this too. Can you add in anything else? Like,
Copy.
and my play isn't necessarily to hold on to these with certain sell prices. It's just to have them in the inventory because they go in and out of the inventory so quick.
So it's
So
water,
it's like,
basically. It's just water.
yeah, and the fact I've been stocking up on PCETBs like across Scarlet and Violet, like they've only gone up. So it's like I'm making, you know,
Yeah.
unrealized gains
Right.
holding on
While
to
you're basically,
inventory
I
that
see
I'm
what you're saying.
already
So you're
ahead in because of the trade. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're up 20% on it. It's complete water. Whenever you want money for it, you can just get it, no fees. Like somebody will come and get it. And
Yep.
then while you're tying up your money, LOL, you're still making money because it's going up. So you're basically telling
Right.
me this is like a combination of crack, orgasm, and like gold mixed with, you're telling me seal this life, basically. What are you telling me,
And
bro?
rocket
Are we full
engines and
are we
planetary
full sealed?
orbits. I'm not full sealed, but
We're going full sealed.
I love sealed. Sealed is great, especially
What happened to
Scarlet and
you, Jake
Violet.
Smith? Jake Smith, what happened to you, bro?
I was reawakened. I didn't like because everyone it was the old era, dude. Everyone's like Scarlet and
Uh,
Violet's dog shit. This is crap. And then I started
Copy.
doing a little research and it's better than anything else they're putting their money into.
Copy.
Like if you look at any like just to like go through and have fun with this sealed collection, I went through and did the math between how many current listings are there and how many listings are selling every month. And Scarlet and Violet is literally 5 to 15x for every single product than Sword and Shield. And yes, Sword and Shield had its run up. But like at the same time, Twilight Masquerade selling for 225 a box is selling hundreds and hundreds and hundreds a month
Yeah,
on
that's
TCG
wild,
player
bro.
still,
That is
where
insane, dude.
Astral Radiance is like 250, 270, and it's like 40 boxes.
Yeah,
So it's like, which one's going to go up faster? I honestly think a lot of this Scarlet and Violet stuff, barring reprints and all the extra factors, like
yeah.
it's looking like it's going to be a better block than Sword and Shield was, at least
Got
like
legs.
continued
Got legs.
demand wise,
Holy shit. Yeah, that's
which
wild.
is insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like Pokemon just can't do anything wrong. Like I was looking it up, I'm like, okay, Stellar Crown, kind of a midi set. I guess it's, I'm not sure if I should hold it for a little bit or sell it. I did some research. It's the fastest selling set in Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet, 4 booster boxes on TCG Player. Like the next closest was like, I think it was either like Paradox. Yeah, I think it was Paradox Rift when it was at like 140 a box, was selling like 780 a month. And
Jesus.
Stellar Crown at like 150, 160 was selling over 1,000 a month. Oh yeah, and then Surging Sparks at like, I think it was like 650 a month, were being sold at like 250 a pop, which is like that's not heard of in Sword and Shield. Every $250 Sword and Shield box is not selling 1,000 units a month. It's just not. There's less supply of it, obviously, but the sell-through rate for Sword and Shield like really blew me. I was like, holy crap, this is
blew me
the
too,
gold.
Man. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, as you can see, Jake Smith is the different now, and he's not okay. So I'm gonna need you guys to send them a message. Hey, man, remember when you used to grade grails, cards you liked? Hey, man, really like your old content. This is the type of shit we gotta send Jake Smith, because if not, he's gonna become successful.
We wouldn't want that to happen. I'm trying to hurt myself. I graded this Petulant Pokemon Center card, and that's sitting for a while. So I'm doing my best to hurt my business. In all honesty. But it'll probably sell tomorrow.
Look, bro, I'm just happy that, we went live, we fed the little streets, and we let the people know that we're still on go. All signs are pointing towards financial freedom. If all we need to do is get out of our own way, and for the love of God, listen to Jake Smith in the Discord. If you could do those 2 things, you're going to win. Unsubscribe from all content creators. Come to the Discord. You're going to win. Is there anything else on your pretty little head? Or can we please shut it down?
Oh, my brain's fried. Been looking, I don't know. I think I need a nap. That's what's on my mind. I need a little sleepy peepee, dude.
Yeah, you had a long day, dude. Remember you took your dog's meds? I'm surprised you didn't knock out during the pod.
Yeah. My intestines are going to be looking right, though.
But no, dude, I mean, I'm glad we did it. I had a brutal bumper-to-bumper drive home. So it was fun to disconnect from that reality and come into this reality with you guys. So
yeah,
thank everybody.
You had like an 8-minute rant where your background didn't change. You're just stopped.
Sitting there, brother.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty brutal.
I miss Miami for that, dude. Just wasting away in traffic.
Wait, I just caught a Pokemon, dude. I just caught one. Got her.
Oh my God. I've been looking for that one.
She's a shiny. Okay, right.
She's a little violet.
Make some coffee. I mean, dude, I'm keep it going. I'm just trying to figure out what else is going on. Basically just waiting for this new set. And
Son of a Merc asked, are you guys skipping bulk subs entirely because turnaround? Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, 100%.
PSAs, I don't know if anyone else has had the experience, but PSA is brutal. I don't know if they just wanted to become a PSA 10 is the new Black Label type vibe, but I did the numbers in my last few subs from PSA. We're going to make a little money, but I'm cracking a lot of slabs that are really clean. And I actually just got back a CGC sub with a lot of my cracked 8s and 9s from Surging Sparks and a lot of these other English sets. So many of them got 10s and pristine 10s. After I saw that I just wasn't a crazy person and these cards were actually stupid clean and PSA was just 8ing and 9ing me for no reason. I'm kind of switching it up right now and doing way less PSA Like it just doesn't make any sense when, like, I think even Beckett's probably, you might do better at Beckett right now than PSA, which is crazy to say. Like that's stupidly crazy to
Bro,
say.
I don't
But
know. I sent a CGC sub and I went to white label heaven, dude. So
yeah,
there aren't really free tendies out here. You kind of have to pre-grade your cards. But you know, I like.
I mean, I've been pre-grading my cards, and it's a waste of time at PSA. Like
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah,
I'm getting tens on stuff I never thought should have ten, and I'm getting nines on stuff that I'm pristining at CGC.
yeah.
Probably pristine at Beckett too. Like literally nothing wrong with these cards. They're seeing something I don't even know, but yeah, PSA has not been it for me recently personally.
Correct. I prefer tag grading. Sponsored. Hello.
Tag's looking hot.
Tag is so hot. This is totally organic.
Tag, take a risk.
Tag, spend your money.
Is Ace Grading closed? Do you not have any place to send? Send them to Tag.
Oh, real quick, bro. Just super real quick. What are you sending to Beckett? Like, are you?
Nothing right now. No, yeah, nothing right now. I just don't like spending money up front and just waiting.
Yeah, facts.
Like I actually don't really have much against Beckett right now. Like my friends have been black labeling stuff. I've black labeled stuff. Like Beckett's fine, but
yeah,
they're different from
they
every
take your
other
money, bro.
company
They take your
where they
money.
just
Yeah,
take your money and they hold you.
yeah,
Like,
they hold.
and then even when you get your grades, you got to go in and look into them to actually see the grade. And it's just it really is a pain in the ass system to work with. But I don't think Beckett's going away. Like they had that little scandal, but black labels are hitting all time highs right now. Like, what do you have? The black label drowsy or whatever from Scarlet
Yeah.
Base. I
Oh, you
graded one
had
of
that.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
graded one, and I think I sold it for 250 or 300. Recent sales are like 12 to 1400 for that card. So a lot of these, I
Wow.
mean, if you
Oh,
do
that's
want to do
wild.
the Beckett play, I think the smartest way to do it is obviously, you know, stuff that can grade black labels. So you're probably going to want to go with Japanese. And then a lot of these English ARs that are like 40, $60, but the Japanese version is like 5 to 10. Like sending a bunch of those in, it just seems no brainer. Like if you do want to play the black label game, just send in the stuff that's still cheap in Japanese but really expensive in English.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I got a package. I think it's cards. Then I gotta clean some shit. Then I'm lifing hard right now. But
Hell yeah.
thank you for joining me, Smithers. This was fun. We promise we're not gonna take 3 weeks. We promise.
Promise.
Join the Discord. What else? What else are you plugging? Are you still doing whatnot like this week or what?
Yeah, still doing Whatnot. I'm a little annoyed with Whatnot. They kind of they lure you in, and then once you're past the luring, they just kind of like fuck you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's definitely a platform that is set up pay to win. Like if you want 100 viewers, you can pay for 100 viewers. So like people just do that who have bankrolls to do so, and they can become successful really quickly. But little old me, dude,
Yep.
it gets a little rough once the fees start getting in. So I'm trying to switch up the business model a little bit, keep it growing, but it's definitely not my main selling avenue just because it's just too risky. Like a bad night on Whatnot will like kill your month.
It will
Like
cook you. Yeah.
it's that crazy. Like if you actually want to like sell good shit on there, like you need a lot of viewers, and they don't hand out users left and right.
So are we just doing sealed in person? Are we sealed in person, boys, dude?
Kind of, dude. I might
Yeah.
list some more like obscure stuff on eBay if it doesn't sell locally, but everything Sword and Shield, everything Scarlet and Violet is just flying out the door, and I'm personally wondering if I'm doing it wrong and I just need to like buck up and hold more. But I don't know. I want the cash to keep coming in, but
Yeah.
it's like every single day I decide to be lazy
You grow.
and wait or
Mm-hmm.
ignore an 85% offer. The
Mm-hmm.
next day a 95% offer comes in cash. And it's like,
Crazy.
I just entered the hobby. I just want a Surging Sparks booster box so I can pull some good cards. 260. And it's like, the main hit of this set is like 450, right?
Yeah.
Like I told this guy, I was just like, you're brand new. I just want to give you some insight. He's like, oh yeah, I totally know. I just haven't ripped it yet. I just want to rip it. I'm like, God bless. I see my little 2020 soul in your own soul. I remember those times. They were fun, but you eventually wake up and realize you're spending way too much money ripping product and it's not sustainable. Mason, I'm
You know,
still waiting on your offer, dude.
you know what killed my month, bro? Supporting your whatnot stream. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I got cooked.
Yeah, every single time you would buy a pack, you'd get nothing, and then someone would buy the next pack and they'd hit like a $30-$40 hit. Then Ernie buys a pack, nothing, and then someone else gets it. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, but you did give me a free pack, and I pulled a Chari EX and a 10, so I can't really complain.
That's true. Yeah,
Forever. I think.
you actually owe me money on whatnot. You you gonna spend that little 300 or keep it pushing?
Wait, how do I owe you money, bro? I got cooked every single time I bought something. How do I owe you money?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Bro, what is this package? Who sent me this? If you're out there, who sent me this? Full screen me, Smith. What is getting in?
The hell?
What the hell? Do I have a
Oh,
secret lover, dude? Do I have an admirer or something?
who is it sent from?
It better be a woman. I promise.
I bet it's not.
I don't know. It's a mystery. I don't fucking know. That's a little spooky.
Basic Trainer just said happy birthday.
Oh yeah, dude. Happy birthday, Basic Trainer. Hope you have a good one, bro. Oh, I can't. Ooh, I can't show you guys this because I wouldn't want to spill the play.
Is
But look,
sealed tariffable? It definitely is.
English.
Yeah, I wonder how the tariffs are going to work out. Honestly, like when they announced tariffs to Canada and Mexico and stuff, I'm like, that could probably only help the hobby, right? Because walk with
Probably.
me.
Okay.
If Canadians
Yuck.
and Mexicans can't sell to the US, which is the main buyer of Pokemon, that's less supply for us. And then they have to sell it or want to sell it to their own country, which means less supply for them also. It's basically just cutting off different supply chains. Like I can't buy 151 packs from Canada anymore, technically, if like the tariff is in place and everything. So that's less people to buy from. So I feel like tariffs can only help the boom, which is kind of crazy. Less European cards coming in for grading, sales. Kind of just messes up the whole worldwide system as far as pricing goes. I could be dusted though. Basic can no longer ship Spanish sealed to the US. Do you actually have like a Mexico hookup for Spanish sealed? That'd be crazy. Low, that's a niche play, but I like it. I think if you just put money in any product right now, just you're good, dude. There's no product. LGSs can only order from distributors that are marking up the prices to 10% under market. Like, what are we doing? Everyone's eating too hard for, anyone to even have any product.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's wild, man. Like I could hear you, but I didn't know if you guys could hear me. But yeah, it's wild right now. I guess if you have a card shop, you might be winning, right, Mason?
I don't know. I'm scared for a lot of card shops, to be honest. Like obviously Mason will be able to survive. A lot of people will be able to survive that, are like well established and everything. But God, any new LGS that just got in during Surging Sparks or maybe a little bit before then that has already burnt through all their product, like and don't have large distribution agreements, like it's rough for people who have large distribution agreements. They're getting cut because every sports card ripper and LLC that can possibly get sealed Pokemon is ordering it. Yeah, exactly. Mason says, "How the fuck is me having nothing on my shelves winning?" Like that's the thing. Like I shout out Pokemaniacs in Austin. My buddy works there. I go in and do trades every now and then. And it was like what you said. Like it used to be quiet. Like I'd be able to breathe and look at cards and look at what's on the shelves. And now I go in and it's fucking mayhem no matter time of the day. They have no singles displayed. Anytime I bring singles in for trade, they're like, "Yeah, take my sealed, take my sealed." Like I need $120 singles over, that same amount in $200 boxes. Like they're churning through singles like nothing they or anyone's ever seen. So that's why I'm worried about LGS is because Mason's at least actively trying to counter it. He has a YouTube. He's telling people can send him, prices and he'll buy sealed from them. He's buying all sealed right now. A lot of LGSs are just hoping stuff walks in through the door. Like they don't have a presence online. They don't have any way they don't have, the same type of relationships that Mason and any other card store owner that's been in here 5+ years has. So I think those people will really struggle and they won't ever have enough Pokemon, especially with this current demand where literally any card shop is overrun with people at any time of the day. So are we feeling an impending doom?
No.
I mean, the markets are weird right now. I honestly think a lot of stuff is oversold. Like people are just trying to figure out what Trump's going to do. Oh, another tariff announcement. Oh my God. Like we went from, oh shit, Trump's going to change everything and things are going to be good to, oh no, what's he going to do next? What's going to happen trade wise? Like all this stuff. And I feel like a lot of this stuff is oversold, but it's crazy that the Pokemon market's not experiencing it. So if the overall market recovers and crypto starts going back up, stocks start going back up, and Pokemon's currently not really showing many signs of slowing down currently, and then the major markets pick up, and who knows, maybe a STEMI check comes or something. Like I honestly don't feel any impending doom coming. Like if Battle Partners can do as well as it did, like good night to Heatwave Arena, good night to Rising Rivals, good night to everything they're going to be putting out. Like I don't see this shit slowing down.
Yeah, I mean, consumer sentiment could last for a while, right? I mean, like if I'm new to the hobby and I just drop 10 bands, 15, 20 bands, right? I don't want to sell it right away because that would admit defeat, right? That would mean I did something wrong. So I think we could be in a little bit of a bubble where all this money's coming in and it's going to take them a year to realize, like, oh, this ain't it, you know? I think as long as people are checking comps every day, they'll continue to go up. And I think the minute people stop being engaged, then everything will drop, you know? So it's like one of those things where if people feel they're winning and they're investing and things just go up because it goes up, it could be a while. I think obviously I think it'll crash. I don't think this is the new norm or none of that.
Well, I feel like I'm seeing the same cycle as like 2020. Like in 2020, 2021, I had a personal binder. I was collecting. Sure, I was selling too, but I was like really enjoying it. And like I feel like the typical cycle is like you build up a collection, a year or two later, whatever the price is happening, or maybe, family events happen, something will happen to where you just don't love that binder the same way you did. And that happens with clothes. It happens with literally everything in your life. You're really hyped on it. Eventually it kind of becomes normalized, or you don't really care as much about it, or your tire blows out and you need $200, so you got to sell your Umbreon. Um, Stuff like that will typically keep happening because I'm seeing a new wave of people, and I've met tons of people locally that they're not even investing. They don't care about the cost. Yeah, maybe they're a little bummed that certain sets are over $200 for them to rip a booster box for, but they're still spending the money. They're still choosing not to buy the chase cards and just buy boxes to try to chase the chase cards. And I feel like during that time, that feels like we have a year of runway of people that are going to be filling up their binders, having fun with it, not really caring about the price. Obviously, the price helps. If they pull a big card, they're going to be like, yeah, I spent 200 on this box, but I pulled the Greninja, so I'm up 200. I'm going to keep it in my binder because everyone's telling me it's only going up. And eventually, after a year or two, the Greninja would have peaked. We're getting to a point where people aren't as interested anymore, and eventually they're going to dump and sell the Greninja for however much. So I think it's just like really, like, I feel like this market we're in right now is way more organic than people think. Like, I think people are just saying like, oh, tons of people are coming in because of the money. I honestly think a lot of people are coming in for fun, and people like never talk that about, because like people like us who have been in it for years, it's not as fun to rip the product anymore. It can be fun, but we're not like after that as our main source of fun. Whereas I think there's hundreds of thousands, maybe a million people in the US that are just in this for fun now. And that's why every single show you go to, you can't breathe at. You can't even look at cards because there's so many people there. Every card shop is sold out of singles. Like, for it to be happening on a mass scale like this is, a lot of it has to be organic demand. You can't, you know, art like artificially make this demand come in. Like it's not how it works. Like, I think Pokemon's just killing it with new game releases. What they're saying is going to come out. People are, have Pokemon on their phone now, ripping packs on their phone, which is getting them excited about new arts, and then they're excited and drawn into the physical arts. It's just freaking madness right now. So I'm obviously very bullish, but that's just based on my experience of talking to people. Is like, a lot of people are new. They're not even talking about the money. They're just in it for the fun. So that's my little thought on that. Did we lose you, Ernie? I think we lost him. Maybe time to shut her down. Anybody else have any more questions or anything?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Did you hear
Oh
my
shit.
rant,
Okay,
or
yeah,
did
I
you
cut out for
tap
a
out
second.
like everyone else?
I heard it, but I tuned it out. No, no, listen, I agree. I think it is fun. And I think definitely like the pack ripping and stuff, it's almost like a new game too, that because we couldn't do that 5 years ago, go on whatnot and drop $200 on whatever new set, you know?
Yeah.
So it definitely speeds up the life of the set, right? Like the set becomes hard to find much faster in 2025 than it did in 1999 or whatever. Maybe that's a bad example, but you get what I'm trying to say. And like you can't tell somebody not to enjoy their life. I mean, like if dudes want to rip and that's part of the new lifestyle, I mean, it is what it is. I just think that stuff gets old eventually. And I think the same thing that happened to us will happen to the new people, where
Yep.
it's super fun and it's super lit until you need money and your girl's like, yo, you got $1,400 in Pikachu's. Like we need to,
Right.
or when people are like just bored of it, meaning they get into like not just a new hobby, but they're just bored of like breaking on whatnot. Like there comes a
Right.
point where you are like, I'm good. For most of us, I mean, if you run super good and hit the Moonbreon every time, then you're a savant. But most people like will lose ripping, right? That's why the streamers make money. But I just think
Yep.
it's a different time, dog. It's a different time. Like what I was saying earlier, it's just a different time. You can't predict how this Misty AR is gonna do because of how the Magikarp did 3 years ago. Like it's not this. It's not 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. The streamers, the whatever it is, it's creating a new chemical mixture, and we have to learn to survive in that mixture. And like I said, I'm open to whatever, bro. I'm open to doing sealed. I'm open to streaming or whatever. But it just has to make sense to me, and there
Yeah.
has to be a reason to do it.
Yep. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like I never would have thought like the stuff that's mass produced, like Pokemon, would be so scarce.
Mhm.
Well, it's not scarce; it's just expensive. Like just through the amount of demand of people ripping all over the internet, ripping personally at their game stores, just ripping, 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 and then you've got the potentially. I mean, just a type of person that will just hold on to the product and not care what the price is. Like their plan is, 1 to 5 years. So a whole chunk of this product that needs to be available to the ripping market is just being set aside because people are investors now. People are thinking about it more deeply. They're watching what happened in the past. I mean, it's only obvious. Like all the new people are ripping, all the old people are holding, and then there's just no product left for anybody else. So I don't know. It's a really interesting time. I never thought like everyone was like, "Oh, there's never going to be a boom again." That boom was a, black swan event.
Mhm.
And now we don't have fucking anything going on black swanny and it's just all organic demand. Um I mean, you will see certain things like the drowsy running up to 70 from Scarlet Violet base. Now it's back to 40. Obviously, that was part of some sort of buyout, but that buyout was so successful because there was so much organic demand. So that's what people aren't talking about is they're like, "Oh, people are manipulating the market." It's like, "No. People are manipulating the market. They're getting the fire started and then that fire grows into a freaking
Mhm.
forest fire because everyone starts FOMOing that doesn't understand what's truly going on." So,
Bro, maybe I'm dusted. Well, certainly I'm dusted, but I kind of feel like felt hat Pikachu's what started this whole thing, bro. Like when I really think, when did the absurdity begin? When did dudes start punching each other in the face at the museum and shit? I don't know. I
I
don't
mean, the
know.
blooming waters, but I mean, yeah, I mean, the felt hat running up was probably one of the first signs. The like that's
That blew me.
all like once you start seeing like language exclusive stuff, like stuff that does have large supply, but maybe not a supply as certain set cards and other things start running up or the popularity just gains out of nowhere. Like there was definitely signs we were headed to a boom. I just don't think people realized how crazy it was going to be.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Dude,
Like
I still
it's
going.
hilarious. We're back in the time of 2020 where people had masks on and they were rating targets for vivid voltage and shining fates. And now
Yeah.
they're rating targets for surging sparks and prismatic. Like it's
Yeah.
hilarious to watch the exact same thing happen, but it's not a pandemic this time. It's just truly that much demand. Like
I don't think it's gonna last, bro. I don't know. This feels weird. Like, I mean, unless the world changed, but I mean, it could have. But I mean, that's another thing, dog. Like again, like I don't know how your generation is gonna like relate to Pokemon, right? Like, walk with me. Like, I'm old, right? Let's call myself old, right?
mm-hmm.
We still got like bullied for collecting and shit. Like my friends, my skate friends, would bully me in my mid 20s. Bully.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Hey, are you dumb? Sell your fucking binder for 200. Let's go drink. This is I got bullied.
Yeah.
But Colson and Diener, they don't get bullied. Their friends fuck with Pokemon. They're like, "Yo, dude, you're a great man." So you mean to tell me that's not gonna affect their chase cards in their 30s and 40s? Of course it is. Like it's just socially more acceptable now. So like we're basically just seeing society wake up to this phenomena, and we can't believe it. And it's like, well, they like it the same way we like it. It's just maybe we got in a little earlier and we're 10 years older.
Yeah.
But it's the same juice. It's like saying I like chess and my 10-year-old student likes chess. It's like we're 25 years apart, but it's still chess. It's still juice. Like they
Yeah.
still like the game the same way you like the game. And it's yeah, it's just funny because the next generation might really value it. Like we might think that like we care about Pokemon, not realizing what's to come. And
Well,
that's being super bullish, but.
Yeah, like what you're saying right there is interesting because we grew up with like personally valuing it. Like it
Right.
was an organic value. I pulled this.
Yeah.
I had to beg my parents to get me this pack. I pulled a Venusaur. Like I'm never selling it. Like it's gonna be with me forever as a beautiful memory. Now kids are getting dosed with Leonhardt and Pokey Rev and every card that they see that they like, there's a little cha-ching like popping up
Cha-ching!
right next to it. $37, cha-ching,
Mm-hmm.
$58. And it's like they're being bred
Yep.
literally to value Pokemon as like an asset. Where
Yes.
we never were taught or brainwashed into it being valuable to everyone or like to the world. Like with us, it was valuable to ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and right now it's valuable to everyone. Like I guarantee you, there's thousands of kids out there right now that may not even like rip product. They see a prismatic booster bundle at Target, they get lucky, they ask their mom for it, and they keep it sealed because PokeRev's telling them it will, or whatever creator they're listening to is telling them to invest and all. Like that's not like the
Bro,
same type of
bro,
upbringing.
bro,
Like,
listen, my 9-year-old student was showing me his Pokemon cards and
mm-hmm.
he was telling me the market value.
Yeah,
He's 9 years old. He goes, yeah, this one's 35, this one's 50. He's 9 years old, bro. When I was 9 years old, all I knew about was nothing. It was a complete
yeah,
blank. It was just a monkey dancing in my head. I don't know what 9 years old thinks about, but they know that is valuable. They know that
yeah,
it's worth money.
dude. I have had. It's crazy that we're talking about this because I've had multiple deals now locally where a dad has shown up for the deal, given me the bread and taking it home, and we talked about it. It's like, oh yeah, my 11-year-old was speaking to you the whole time on Facebook. I just like go and get the deals for him. He was like showing me pictures like this 11-year-old's going to Collecticon with 5 bands in cash, running deals for Gengar Mimikyu, tag team Altarts, trading his Moonbreon. Like I've had better deals with 11-year-olds recently than 45-year-olds and 30-year-olds. Way easier to deal with. Way like it's crazy to me that kids are easier to deal with in a deal
100%.
than fucking grown-ups, dude.
Oh, dude, don't shun.
Like
Like
it's
Ray.
insane how much
Grown
better
ups
they
like Ray.
are socially, economic, like financially with everything. Like kids are so smart nowadays. It's terrifying, but I honestly like it. If you're not
Yeah,
gonna
I like it
fucking
too, dude.
lowball me or try to make a deal hard, like I'll sell to you. Like I'll sell booster boxes to 11-year-olds that know what
Bro,
they're
I'll
talking about
sell
all
to a
day over a
all
40-year-old
day,
that's dusted.
bro. I'll sell to a beaver. I don't care.
Yeah,
You got my Venmo.
exactly, dude. But it was kind of refreshing, honestly. I'm like, I think Pokemon has a great future because these kids are actual monsters and no one
Yep.
realizes it. But like once they're in power, once they have all the, built up and everything, like this hobby might be a better place. Less complaining, less freaking more straightforward. People have better social awareness. Like kids have so much social awareness, it's crazy. Like they make adults look like babies.
Yeah, I guess all the information is out there. So if you're a kid and you got an iPad and you just lock in for a couple months, even by accident, you might find the right information, you know? And
Hmm.
that's what happens in like all the sports are getting, younger prodigies and stuff. Just the info, like back in my day, LOL, there was info, but first of all, it wasn't easy to find. And then even if you found it, could have been the wrong one. And I mean, it's been like that forever. But now, like, bro, Google will tell you what's the book. Like, Google will be like, this is the most best-selling book that it has the most reviews. Like, they'll
Yeah.
literally tell you what the book is, rather than like I had to go find it in the library if they had it in stock, then get lucky to buy it. It's a bit different.
Yeah,
Like,
like do you remember cheat codes? I vividly
oh
remember
yeah,
like
dude,
playing a
game
game
facts,
and
game facts.
looking up cheat codes online and waiting for dial up like 5 minutes for the cheat code page to download. Just
Yeah,
like
super
click on it
dark.
and leave the room.
Yeah,
Now kids can find it on their iPhone at the age of 8 instantly, which leads to faster learning, probably better retention,
yeah, but the
everything.
kids, but the kids are still broke. They can't mess with us, bro. We're gonna win.
I don't know.
We're
There's
gonna.
some rich kids, dude. I mean,
Nah,
this
nah,
kid
nah, 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 nah.
locally, I mean, his dad sold a retired business. I'm sure he gets, some of his dad's bankroll and plays around with it. But some of these kids are monsters, dude. It's wild.
Hey, kids are broke. Nesty 2025. Kids are broke. Don't worry about the fucking kids. Okay,
Kids are
Smith.
broke.
Listen, I got low battery on my phone, on my headphones, and on my soul.
Hell yeah.
We have to shut it down. So let's do
Should.
3 more minutes of rapid fire. I got a couple questions, rapid fire. And when you're triggered, shut it down.
Okay. Yeah.
How many Misties you buying?
We'll see.
Great answer.
But it's gonna be a lot.
A lot. How
No matter
many?
what the price is. People are gonna be like, oh my god, it came out at 50 historically ARs.
Yo,
The
yo, yo,
most
yo.
expensive one is Magikarp and it's 70 right now and it took 2 years. I don't give a fuck.
We don't
It could be
care.
a
Okay.
hundy I'm buying some.
All right. Shut it down. All right. Some more. How many Typhlosion you buying? 0?
Unless it comes in a
Bro,
lot with Misties.
bro, your Typhlosion slander is really blowing me right now. How are you not buying Typhlosion? That's literally the best Typhlosion card in the history of the whole franchise.
Yeah, well,
baby.
you know what's blowing me? My Typhlosion sales over the past 3 months or 3 years. That's what's blowing me.
Mm-hmm.
If any of them made me any money,
Mm-hmm.
and if any of them sold in less than a month, I
Okay.
would maybe buy this AR. I'm
So
not
you're
saying
buying
the AR is
0.
bad. I'm not saying it's ugly. I
You're
love the
capping.
card.
You're
It's
capping. You're
0
not
though.
buying 0. You're buying at least 5. You're not buying 0.
0.
Don't.
0.
0.
Not touching it. Nope.
Not touching it. How
Nope.
about crab? Are you buying the crab? Little crab?
Yeah. But just for PC, it's gonna be. I'm gonna fill a binder 360 of them.
Oh shit! What about the slug, dude? They gave you a slug, dude.
The
Buddy
slug
with the
is fire, dude.
dude. The trainer SAR looks kind of nice.
If there was a boy trainer to
Mm-hmm.
spec on,
Mm-hmm.
I've been burnt by every boy trainer, by the way.
God
I've
bless.
never
Yeah.
made money on any boy trainer.
Not once. Mm-mm.
Maybe on like an XY or Sun and Moon one, I happened to 10 and I made a few bucks.
Yeah.
This one might be the one though. This could be
good.
the one where it's like, oh shit, that shit
Yep.
came out at $20. I can't believe it, and it goes up to 50 or 60, maybe even 100.
How many? But how many cards have 3 Pokemon in it? I'm just saying.
Well, cards with 3 Pokemon in it usually do pretty well. Is the
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. It's
And
basically.
they're decently popular. I mean, Pichu's popular. What's his name?
I mean that all the Pokemon he has are bags. He's struggling, but that's not the point. The point is there's 3 of them. Unfortunately, it's a male trainer. If they could have done Margot Robbie, okay, give me a Charizard, a Gengar, and a Lucario shiny, I would buy that.
Yeah, same. Yeah. But that's not the same thing because that's a woman, I think.
No, that's different.
But what I'm saying here, I'm not saying to buy it, but what I am saying is, like Colson said, it's never worked before, so it'll surely work this time. This most likely will not work. You should probably not buy this card. The card in question I will show on the screen is freaking this one in the middle. You should probably avoid this card at all costs if you want to retain value of your bankroll. But I'm saying if there was one to work, one to finally work after countless failures, this could potentially, possibly, maybe be the one to work a little bit.
Could possibly, potentially, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, you already know we're going balls deep into male trainer, bro. You already know. Chat, he's capping. We're buying it all. Chat, buy it all. Go. Grade it all. Go.
yeah. Shut her down. Shut it
down, dude. All right, yeah. Can you guys do me a favor? Join the Discord. Message Jake Smith. His mental health is not okay. He keeps talking about sealed English. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Jake Smith, final thoughts.
I'll put the link to the Discord in the chat. My final thoughts. I think if you're worried right now, find a brick wall, stand solidly parallel to the wall, and bring your forehead down as fast as possible to your knees over and over again. Yes. Yep, that. Do
To
you
the
have
wall.
thoughts that maybe Misty Psyduck is a little too CGI looking? Are you maybe afraid that, you know,
Wall.
the
No.
back shot of the Ho-Oh is a little lewd? Do you maybe think that, you know, Garchomp Cynthia is a little too expensive at 200?
Snap.
You need to find a wall, and you need to repeat the technique I just described earlier. That's my final thought.
Thank you. I 3x my business annually.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jake Smith. Great man. Wait, who's great man of the week before we shit it on down? Actually, I got the great man of the week. I'm
Okay.
overriding. I'm vetoing. I'm pulling up with the great man of the week.
All right.
Old school Pokemon. Great man of the week. Literally peak hobbyists. I'm trying to sell my cards. I got Ray asking me 42 questions. I got Chef asking me 42 other questions. Old school Pokemon literally goes, I'll take it. And it's gone. Old school Pokemon gets it, dude. He gets that time is valuable. He
Mm-hmm.
cuts the fucking bread. And that's why I like selling to him. Also, I like selling to Ray and Chef. They're cool. But don't ask me not more than one question, please.
Mm-hmm. One question only.
God bless.
And
Go.
with that, we're going to shut her down. All right. Peace, y'all.
Oh, you see your team, baby.
Stay
Peace,
tuned. We promise we're going to go live again soon. Stay
bro,
tuned. Subscribe,
I got
like, glaze, whatever you want to do. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.